Everybody is looking for the secret to eternal youth. But what if I told you there's a way to hit the pause button on aging? It's like that one relative who shows up uninvited and never leaves. But what if there was a way to hit the pause button on this whole aging thing? What if I told you there might be a magical fountain somewhere, just waiting to be discovered? For centuries, people have whispered about a mystical fountain of youth. Legends say a single sip grants eternal youth and vigor. Sounds amazing, right? Imagine never having to worry about wrinkles, grey hair, or remembering where you parked your car. The question is, where is this magical fountain? Is it just a fairy tale? Or could it be real, hidden away, waiting for a brave soul or a really lost tourist to stumble upon it? Subscribe to Pure Vitality for more health and wellness videos and join us on this quest for eternal life. Now, let's get started. Let's be real for a second. The chances of finding a literal fountain that reverses aging are about as likely as finding a unicorn riding a Segway on the freeway. But the enduring appeal of the fountain of youth tells us something important about ourselves. We're kinda obsessed with not getting old. We spend billions of dollars on anti-aging creams, fad diets, and questionable workout equipment, all in the pursuit of staying young. But what if the real fountain of youth isn't a place at all? What if it's a state of mind? Or, a really good moisturizer? Before we delve into the modern obsession with youth, let's take a hilarious trip down history lane to see how our ancestors tried to cheat Father Time. Spoiler alert, it involved a lot less Botox and a lot more, well, you'll see. Our story begins with a guy named Juan Ponce de Leon, a Spanish explorer who was basically the Christopher Columbus of misplaced priorities. In the 16th century, while most explorers were busy searching for gold and glory, Ponce de Leon was on a quest for the Fountain of Youth. Legend has it that he heard rumors of this magical fountain from the native people of the Caribbean, who were probably just messing with him. He set sail with a head full of dreams and a map that was about as accurate as a weather forecast in a hurricane. Needless to say, Ponce de Leon never found the Fountain of Youth. He did, however, stumble upon Florida, which, let's be honest, is probably not what he had in mind. Today, Ponce de Leon's legacy lives on in theme parks and tourist traps across Florida, proving that even failed quests can be incredibly lucrative. Ponce de Leon wasn't the only one obsessed with cheating death. Throughout history, cultures around the world have grappled with the concept of mortality and tried their best to avoid it. The ancient Greeks had their myths about ambrosia and nectar, the food and drink of the gods that supposedly granted immortality. Of course, if you weren't a god, good luck getting your hands on that stuff. It was like trying to score tickets to a Beyoncé concert, always sold out. In India, the epic tale of the Ramayana tells of a magical herb called Sanjivani that could revive the dead. Meanwhile, ancient Chinese alchemists spent centuries concocting elixirs of immortality, often with ingredients that were, shall we say, less than appetizing. Think mercury, arsenic, and a dash of powdered unicorn horn. Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the first unifier of China, was famously obsessed with achieving immortality. Terrified of death, he commissioned alchemists and sent envoys to find a mythical elixir that could grant eternal life. Influenced by ancient beliefs, his alchemists often used mercury in their experiments, believing it held life-extending powers. Ironically, the mercury-laden elixirs the emperor consumed likely led to his early death at age 49. Despite his achievements, including the unification of China and the construction of the Terracotta Army, Qin Shi Huang's pursuit of immortality ultimately hastened his demise, leaving behind a legacy as both a visionary and a cautionary tale. The point is, humans have been trying to hack the aging process for a long, long time. And while those efforts haven't exactly yielded any immortal beings, that we know of, they have given us some pretty wild stories. Before we jump headfirst into the world of modern science and its sometimes questionable promises of eternal youth, let's take a moment to appreciate the wisdom of our ancestors. While they may not have had access to fancy labs and high-tech equipment, they did have centuries of observation and tradition to guide them. The ancient Greeks, for example, believed in the power of a balanced diet and regular exercise for maintaining health and longevity. Hippocrates, the father of Western medicine, famously said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." Basically, he was way ahead of the whole organic kale smoothie trend. In traditional Chinese medicine, the focus is on achieving balance and harmony within the body through practices like acupuncture, herbal remedies, and Tai Chi. TCM views aging as a natural part of life, and its practices aim to promote healthy aging rather than reverse it. Ayurveda, the traditional system of medicine from India, emphasizes personalized wellness practices based on an individual's unique constitution. Ayurveda offers a holistic approach to longevity, incorporating diet, exercise, meditation, and herbal remedies. While these ancient practices may not promise immortality, they do offer valuable insights into living a healthier and more fulfilling life. And who knows, maybe feeling good from the inside out is the closest we'll ever get to finding that elusive fountain of youth. Section 6. Cells Gone Wild. The Science of Aging. It's not pretty. Okay, now it's time to get scientific. Let's talk about what's actually happening inside our bodies as we age. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. At a cellular level, aging is a complex process involving things like DNA damage, oxidative stress, and telomere shortening. Basically, our cells get tired and start making mistakes, like that one friend who keeps texting you the wrong number after one too many margaritas. Scientists are working tirelessly to understand the mechanisms of aging and develop interventions that could slow down or even reverse the process. Some promising areas of research include caloric restriction, intermittent fasting, and senolytics, drugs that target senescent cells, which are basically the grumpy old men of the cell world. But while we wait for science to deliver us from the clutches of aging, there are things we can do now to support our cellular health and maybe, just maybe, squeeze a few extra years out of this whole being alive thing. Section 7. Move it or lose it. Exercise isn't just for gym rats. Remember that whole healthy body, healthy mind thing? Well, it turns out your body needs a little encouragement to stay healthy. And by encouragement, I mean exercise. Exercise isn't just about fitting into your skinny jeans, although that's a nice bonus. It's about keeping your heart pumping, your muscles strong, and your mind sharp. The good news is, you don't have to become a marathon runner or a CrossFit fanatic to reap the benefits of exercise. Even moderate activity, like brisk walking, swimming, or dancing like nobody's watching, can make a big difference. So get moving. Your body will thank you. Alright folks, let's talk about the importance of a good laugh. And I'm not talking about that polite chuckle you do when your boss tells a terrible joke. I'm talking about the kind of laughter that makes your stomach hurt, your eyes water, and your cheeks ache. Laughter is like a mini vacation for your brain. It releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting and pain-relieving effects. Plus, it's a great way to connect with others and forget about your troubles for a while. So how do you get your daily dose of laughter? Watch a funny movie, listen to a stand-up comedian, or spend some quality time with that friend who always seems to have a knack for finding the humor in every situation. And don't forget to laugh at yourself. We all do dumb things sometimes. It's what makes us human. So embrace your inner goofball and let loose a hearty chuckle. Your body and mind will thank you for it. By now, you're probably thinking, okay, I get it. Eat my vegetables, exercise, laugh a lot, and hope for the best. And you're not wrong. But there's one more crucial ingredient in this recipe for longevity balance. Living a long and healthy life isn't about deprivation or obsession. It's about finding a sustainable balance between taking care of your physical health and indulging in the things you enjoy. It's about finding joy in the everyday moments and not sweating the small stuff, unless you're sweating from exercising, in which case, good for you. So go ahead, have that extra slice of pizza, just maybe not every day. Skip the gym once in a while and curl up with a good book instead. Spend time with loved ones, pursue your passions, and don't be afraid to let loose and have some fun. Remember, life is a marathon, not a sprint. And the goal isn't just to cross the finish line, but to enjoy the journey along the way. So after all that, have we finally cracked the code to eternal youth? Well, no. Not in the literal sense, anyway. There's no magical elixir or secret fountain that will keep us young forever, unless you know something I don't, in which case, please share. But maybe, just maybe, the real fountain of youth isn't a place or a thing at all. Maybe it's a state of being. Maybe it's about embracing aging gracefully, taking care of our bodies and minds, and finding joy in every stage of life. Maybe the real fountain of youth is simply living a life filled with purpose, connection, and laughter. And that's something we can all strive for, regardless of our age. So there you have it, folks. The Fountain of Youth. A hilarious quest for eternal life that ultimately leads us right back to where we started, living our best lives in the present moment. What are your thoughts on the Fountain of Youth? What are your secrets to a long and happy life? Share your tips and stories in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking adventures.